Lagos State government trains over 23,000 members of staff in 3 years. Chief Justice of Nigeria pledges to boost public confidence in judiciary. On the foreign scene, President Masoud Pezeshkian declares Iran's steadfastness amid bullying from United States President. And in sports, Super Eagles striker wakes up from induced coma, begins recovery. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. Over 23,000 members of staff in the employ of the Lagos State government have benefited from various training interventions between May 2022 and December 2024. Also within the period, over 185 training programs, including implant and in-service training, were organized across multiple cadres, skill levels, and thematic areas relevant to public sector efficiency, leadership development, and regulatory compliance. Commissioner for Establishments and Training, Afolabi Ayotayo, who stated this at the ongoing ministerial press briefing at Alausa, Ikeja, to highlight the achievements of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration in the second year of his second term in office, said 8,000 public servants were granted approval to go on study leave in the last 3 years. According to the Commissioner, the ministry processed 742 sign-offs training requests from various ministries, departments, and agencies.
Over the course of the past years, the Ministry of Establishment and Training has strategically focused its operations and interventions around 3 core pillars, that is, human capital development, industrial relations, and establishment matters. These areas form the backbone of a vibrant and responsive public service, and the ministry has pursued targeted initiatives under each pillar to strengthen the performance of the public service.
Ayotayo noted that through the Public Service Staff Development Center, key initiatives were recorded with the establishment of digital audio and visual studio, Toastmasters Club for improved communication and leadership skills for officers seeking to improve career trajectories, and modernization of training infrastructure. Our correspondent Adiola Akinele reports the commissioner is saying that 5,342 officers participated in the 2025 promotion examinations for eligible civil servants across ministries, departments, and agencies of the state government, and facilitated the participation of 564 officers in 15 professional conferences and seminars. The Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, DSVA, has engaged over 80 members of Justice, Development and Peace Center of Holy Cross Cathedral and 35 students in Lagos Island on issues surrounding sexual and gender-based violence, SGBV. Executive Secretary of DSVA, Titilola Vaivo Adeniyi, emphasized the critical role of parents in helping combat child abuse and highlighted the distinction between child discipline and child abuse. Vaivo Adeniyi, who was represented by the head of community engagement, Damilare Adeusi, stressed that child discipline becomes child abuse when the child is deprived, harmed, or subjected to painful structures. The agency distributed materials to all attendees, providing guidance on identifying and reporting SGBV cases, while the participants committed the toll-free help phone number 08000 333 333 to memory. The House of Representatives has directed the Federal Ministry of Health and its agencies to enforce the mandatory diphtheria immunization, testing and treatment at all healthcare centers in all the 774 local government areas in the country. These agencies are the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, and the National Healthcare Development Agency, NHCDA. Adopting a motion of urgent public importance announced by lawmaker representing Adamawa State, Kwamoti Lowry, the House directed its Committee on Health and Health Institutions to assess the level of compliance with the mandatory diphtheria immunization. In his motion, Lowry described diphtheria as a bacterial infection caused by Corynebacterium species, which has become a critical public health issue since the first outbreak in Borno State in 2011. He said diphtheria thrives in Africa due to low vaccination rates, noting that the disease primarily threatens unvaccinated individuals who travel internationally or come into contact with infected persons. The federal government has reinforced its commitment to tackling air pollution and providing support for initiatives that aim to enhance air quality monitoring in the country, providing accurate data on various air pollutants and supporting policy development. Minister for the Environment, Balarabe Lawal, gave this pledge at the inauguration of the Professor Abiodun Francis Oluwole Air Quality Monitoring Station, donated by mentees and associates of the renowned Nigerian physicist to the National Orthopedic Hospital in Igbobi, Lagos. Lawal, who was represented by the Federal Controller of the Environment, Lagos, Olabime Adenaike, noted that Nigeria is currently the 10th most polluted country in Africa and the 18th most polluted globally, with the major contributors as emissions from construction activities, industrial processes, power plants, and transportation. He said the newly inaugurated station is expected to support the government's ongoing efforts to implement a national clean air program and foster a science-based approach to policymaking. On his part, the project coordinator, Bode Ashubiojo, who recognized the contributions of Abiodun Oluwole to environmental management and air quality research in Nigeria, assured of a sustainable maintenance culture and protection from vandals through the robust collaboration with the ministry and other stakeholders. Earlier, the honoree and renowned Nigerian physicist Abiodun Oluwole lauded his mentees and associates for their dedication in bringing the project to life, emphasizing that their efforts reflected a commitment to a shared vision of environmental sustainability. Now to the rest of the stories. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Kudirat Kekereekun, has reaffirmed her commitment to addressing the pressing challenges facing the judiciary, stressing that concrete efforts are underway to resolve them. Kekereekun made this known in Abuja during a valedictory session held in honor of the late Supreme Court Justice Emmanuel Ogwegu. In her remarks, she underscored the urgent need for reforms aimed at restoring and strengthening public trust in the judiciary, noting the challenges facing the judiciary, such as delays in justice delivery, dwindling public confidence, and resource constraints, are not insurmountable. Kekereekun described Justice Ogwebu's death as a great loss to the nation, adding that the judiciary has lost one of its most distinguished minds and illustrious exemplars. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, in collaboration with the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System, NIBS, has launched the Non-Resident Bank Verification Number, NRBVN, platform for Nigerians in diaspora. Speaking at the launch, CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso hailed the initiatives as a milestone in the country's financial inclusion journey and a critical bridge connecting the country to its global citizens. Cardoso also hinted that the initiative could reduce the high cost of remittances in sub-Saharan Africa and ensure continued engagement with stakeholders to optimize the platform. According to him, the innovative digital gateway, which is projected to actualize the CBN's $1 billion monthly diaspora remittances target, about $12 billion annually, allows Nigerians in the diaspora to obtain a BVN remotely without the need for a physical presence in the country. Today is International Day of Families. In its resolution of 9th of December 1989, the United Nations General Assembly proclaimed the International Year of the Family. In 1993, the General Assembly decided that every 15th of May should be observed as the International Day of Families. This day provides an opportunity to promote awareness of issues relating to families and to increase the knowledge of the social, economic, and demographic processes affecting families. The 2025 theme is Family-Oriented Policies for Sustainable Development towards the Second World Summit for Social Development. This year's observance will emphasize the importance of integrating family-focused policies into national development agendas to address megatrends such as technological transformation, demographic shifts, urbanization, migration, and climate change. Now to foreign news. Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian says his country will not bow to any bully in response to United States President Donald Trump's criticism of Tehran during his ongoing three-day Gulf tour. Earlier in the day, during the GCC summit in Riyadh, President Trump said while he wanted to make a deal with Iran, the country must stop sponsoring terror, halt its bloody proxy wars, and permanently and verifiably cease its pursuit of nuclear weapons. While attending a state dinner in the Qatari capital in Doha on Wednesday, Trump repeated his publicly stated desire for a peaceful resolution to Iran's nuclear program and suggested the ball is in Tehran's court. Trump said he wanted to make a deal with Iran, but if Iran's leadership rejects the olive branch, he will have no choice but to inflict massive maximum pressure, adding that he would not allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. In our sports, Nigerian and Nottingham Forest striker Taiwo Awoniyi is out of an induced coma and recovering steadily following emergency surgery on an abdominal injury sustained in a frightening collision with the goalpost during Sunday's clash against Leicester City. He underwent a procedure on Monday night, with doctors placing him on a medically induced coma to limit movement and regulate his heart rate. While the injury was not considered life-threatening, the precautionary measure was taken to aid his recovery. According to reports, the second stage of the procedure was completed on Wednesday, and Awoniyi is now awake and recuperating in hospital, surrounded by family. Meanwhile, Nottingham Forest issued a statement defending club owner Evangelos Marinakis, who stormed onto the pitch after the match. The club clarified that the severity of Awoniyi's injury prompted his reaction and dismissed reports claiming he confronted manager Nuno Espirito Santo as fake news. And that ends on News at 10. Just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that under the Sanwo-Olu administration, 18,000 teachers were trained under a co-excel? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, try the highlights of the major stories. Over 23,000 members of staff in the employ of the Lagos State Government have benefited from various training interventions between May 22 and December 2024. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Kudirat Kekeriekun, has reaffirmed her commitment to addressing the pressing challenges facing the judiciary, stressing that concrete efforts are underway to resolve them. We also told you that Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian said his country will not bow to any bully in response to United States President Donald Trump's criticism of Tehran during his ongoing three-day Gulf tour. And in sport, Nigerian and Nottingham Forest striker Taiwo Adwoniyi is out of an induced coma and recovering steadily following emergency surgery on an abdominal injury sustained in a frightening collision with the goalpost during Sunday's clash against Leicester City. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is today's broadcast compiled by Adewale Olumoroku. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.